All right, today we're going to look at something pretty wild. A system that's trying to do what traders have been dreaming about for centuries. It's using the daily flood of news to predict exactly where the market is going next. So let's jump right in. I want to start with just this number, $5,000. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. In today's market, that's a bold, almost unbelievable figure. So what is it? Well, that's the price this AI-driven system is forecasting for a single ounce of gold. Yeah, that's a massive jump from where we are right now. So you gotta ask, right? Where in the world does a number like that even come from? Is it just a wild guess, or is there actually a methodical process behind it? Let's find out. Okay, to really get what's going on here, we first have to talk about the huge problem this system is trying to solve. And it all comes down to the difference between a real market signal and all the financial noise that's constantly screaming at us. I mean, think about it. Every single day, you're hit with this absolute tidal wave of information from hundreds of different sources. We're talking Bloomberg, CNBC, the Financial Times, all of them. It's just an overwhelming amount of data for any one person to process. And this really breaks it down nicely. See, most of what you hear, it's just noise. It's short-term chatter, gut feelings, stuff you can't even control. But buried deep inside all that static is the signal. That's the good stuff, the valuable data that actually hints at where the market is really going. And the key to being a successful trader is learning how to tell them apart. So the million-dollar question is, how do you find that tiny little signal in this giant mountain of noise? Well, the answer is you build a machine to do the digging for you. Let's take a look at how this filtering machine actually works. So check this out. The system started by listening to 16 different custom news feeds, pulling from all over the place. But it figured out pretty quick that most of them were just adding to the noise. So it did something smart. It threw out 11 of them and zeroed in on the 5 that were consistently giving it a clear, useful signal. Okay, so when you boil it all down, it's really just a simple 4-step process. First, it scans pretty much everything. Then, step 2, it isolates those 5 key signal sources. After that, it digs into the news from those sources to figure out what's really driving the market. And then finally, based on all that, it spits out its price forecasts. All right, so now we know how it works. We get the method. So let's get to the good part. What is this news filtering machine actually predicting for the near future? So these are the big stories the system basically highlighted from just a 24-hour news cycle. It saw the US dollar getting weaker, it picked up on fears of an energy crisis because of a deep freeze, it saw all this money moving into crypto, and it flagged geopolitical stuff happening with Venezuelan oil. According to the AI, these are the big catalysts behind its predictions. And here it is. This is the final result. You take all those drivers and this is what you get. We're talking concrete price targets. Gold hitting over $5,100, silver aiming for $130. Natural gas could spike up to $850. And look at Bitcoin. It's projecting a push past $100,000 later in the year. It's basically a whole dashboard of forecasts, all driven by the news. You know, this is about more than just a few price targets. This really points to a much bigger shift in how we might all start thinking about investing, all thanks to AI. For years, all the buzz in automated trading was about high-frequency trading, right? Making millions of trades in the blink of an eye. But let's be real, that's completely out of reach for most of us. A system like this, though, one that analyzes news over hours and days, now that's a tool a regular person could actually use. And yeah, that's really who this is aimed at. The retail trader. We're talking about the mom and pop investors, the independent folks trading with their own accounts. The whole idea here is to give them the kind of analytical power that, until now, was pretty much only available to the giant Wall Street firms. And that kind of leaves us with this huge, fascinating question, doesn't it? As these AI tools get smarter and smarter at reading the market, what's left for us? What's the role of human gut feeling, of experience? Where do we fit in a future that's increasingly guided by these incredible machines? Definitely something to think about.